Dear friends and intercessors, another powerful principle to be able to feed the multitudes. In other words, to do things that right now for you and for me are utterly impossible. I saw this happening in Argentina, okay? Small churches in the 1980s, and suddenly the crusades began, the revival started. In our city alone, in 6 months, about 50,000 people came to Christ. We have never ever seen before that kind of fruitfulness and crowds coming to the Lord. So prepare. What are you preparing for? For stagnation or for revival? Are you preparing just to add a little bit, a few people here and there? Or are you preparing your group with faith and saying a multiplication is coming? So today is principle number 3. Learn to embrace the people instead of dismissing them. In verse 15 of Matthew 14, the chapter for this week, it says, that evening the disciples came to Jesus and said, this is a remote place. Jesus knew that, right? And it is already getting late. I believe Jesus knew that too. Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves. But Jesus said, that isn't necessary. You feed them. So Jesus was provoking the faith of their disciples. Their disciples were amateurs in the faith. And God, through Jesus, was challenging them. And I believe in Scripture challenging us. They needed, the disciples said, we will need a year's salary to feed so many people. And so Jesus knew that, but he, instead of dismissing the crowd, he embraced them and he prepared to minister to them. Not only he healed them, not only he taught to them, but also he made preparations for a lunch or a dinner, whatever that was. And in John 6:5, it says, Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, where can we buy bread to feed all these people? He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. This is an amazing thing that God is doing with us in this network. He is asking us, where shall we find the food to feed all these people? And we know through Christ, he is the bread of life. We can feed multitudes. So be encouraged, keep strong, and remember, learn to embrace the people instead of dismissing them. Even if your group is not functioning too well right now, even if it's not growing, do not dismiss them. Embrace them, encourage them, prepare them for revival and multiplication. God bless you.